Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. This is now season 6. That's right, season 6 that I've been doing the show. And yes, each whole year is an actual season. I know some people do some mid-seasons and only a couple weeks is a season, but for me, a whole year is a season. So season 6 that I've been doing this. If you haven't seen my show before, welcome. If you have, welcome back. So I'm going to have a shorter episode this week because I don't have that much. I didn't get to do much because of the horrible bone-chilling cold and wet that has been coming through my area of Cedar Park, Texas, which is right on the outskirts of Austin, Texas. And so we've been getting some really horrible cold. And before you say, well, hey, I live in Philly or I live in Seattle and you don't know what cold is, you're right. We don't know what cold is, and that's why I'm saying it's cold for us. Because here in Texas, in this part of Texas, it normally doesn't get this cold for very long. Well, it's been staying cold enough that everybody's either been dripping their faucet or opening their cabinet doors to make sure their pipes stay warm or warm enough and they don't crack and freeze and burst in the middle of the night. So that's how cold it is. It has been here. It finally warmed up today to a nice 62. The coming week will actually be warmer, and then I think it gets cold again. So we're having a yo-yoing effect. Shall we say climate change? I'm not going to, but it's happening. So it's getting colder for longer, and then once we hit the heat, it stays hotter for longer. Go figure on that one. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into our show for today. We're going to have Trash in the Hood. We'll have our Zen Moment, and then we'll have a spirit time, and then maybe a little extra. So let's go into our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 132 and 133. Okay, so we're going to start off today doing it a little different. This is a map of day 4. Managed to only get out one day because of the horrible coldness that was out there. I just couldn't take it, and these couldn't take it. Anyway, so you see where I start, which is that red dot, and then I worked my way down a little around the cul-de-sac and up the way, and then I go by my sister Norma's house, and then I hit that long stretch is Hatch, and then it goes on to 620, and then 620 all the way back down to where it is. So quite a good stretch. So, and then here's the trash that we had. So there was a broken solar panel, which I don't know where that came from, maybe from a traffic stop sign or something like that. Bunch of beverage cans, a large amount of cigarette butts, not overly large, but not bad for a Thursday. Some cigarette boxes, a whole full bottle of men's cologne. And then there was a bunch of the usual paper and metal and plastic and stuff like that. But what I did find was a nice little 71 cents. So that really made my day. And, shows don't throw your change away. Or if you do, throw them in the street so that somebody like me can find them as we go along our merry trash picking ways. And continuing with the map motif, here's week 133, day 1. As you see here, it goes all the way down, all the way up El Salito Parkway till I hit Hatch, and then Hatch all the way down till we get to 620. Not 620, I'm sorry, but just on the other side of Hatch Pond, and then up Hatch Pond to Yegua Creek that goes to Texas or Mulberry Way, and then they cut across and everything. So if you don't know the streets, then you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But it was a good walk that day. It was a nice day. Wasn't cold that much, and so I was able to get a lot of walking in. So then here's what we had. So there was some kind of colander or something that you see at the top right. Underneath everything is this huge, not huge for me, throw rug, maybe 3 by 5 foot that I have folded in half there, and you see all the trash that's on top of it, all the, again, beverage cans and plastic beverage containers, soda bottles and water bottles and crushed soda cans, and there's a vape pen along with its cartridge box and cigarette butts and straws and a mask and a little mini liquor bottle because someone's out there drinking, which I find quite a bit. So quite an interesting day out there. I'm hoping that the next couple of weeks will be nice and ready for me to really get out there more than just 1 or 2 days a week. Okay, so there you have it. Only a couple of days from each of them. Only one day in the other one because it just was just so darn cold, and it was windy. So I can usually deal with the cold, kind of, and I can deal if it's wet. But if it's wet and cold, not gonna happen. And then if it's windy, definitely not gonna happen. So the wind was cutting through me like a knife, and I just figured that it would be better to not do it and stay away from getting sick. So that's what I did. So I will be. This is supposed to be a good week, like I mentioned. So I will be trying to get out there more days, on top of the other things that I do. So once again, you're seeing some people continue to ask me why do I do what I do, and why do I post it here and on Nextdoor. And the thing is because one, I like doing it. Two, it holds me accountable to continue to do it. And three, hopefully, maybe at some point in the future, somebody might get an idea that they want to do this as well. And if they do, then more power to them so that they can do it. I wish them luck. Be sure and use gloves and a grabber. I don't know if you saw a couple of past episodes. I do have a big trash bag that I use now. It's a sturdy, heavy polyvinyl bag that I use now with a big open mouth, really big, and so it does great. I can pick up the bigger pieces of trash now that I had been avoiding. I still avoid the organic stuff. I know my mom asked me about that. No, I stay away from dog poo and I stay away from loaded diapers. And yes, I've found loaded diapers before on the road, and I stay away from like food and stuff like that. So if it's a to-go food container, they're usually empty, so I don't have any problems with that. But I don't want anything seeping into that new bag that I have, and I don't want anything that could cause me to get sick in some way, shape, or form. Even though I use protective gloves and I use a grabber and all that, I don't want there to be any chance. And besides, organic stuff will break down fairly quickly, or it'll be eaten by critters and varmints. So there you have it. As to expanding where I go, I've had that question this week, just this week twice actually, and I had to wanting to know if I go to other areas. Well, unfortunately, not really. From time to time, I will go to my co-walker Julia Takashita, her and her husband's area, which is basically downtown Cedar Park, and I will go there every now and then, but I still have plenty of trash here to do, so I don't make it out there very often. And I don't try to choose new areas because those two areas still have plenty of trash for me to pick from. Sadly, if there was a time that I found a whole week or a couple of weeks had gone by and I hadn't found any trash on the streets, which would be a nice change, then I might try to go somewhere else. But that hasn't been the case. It's not even been a day. I can go one day on a route and then unfortunately go on that same route the next day, and I'll probably still find more trash. So I will continue to do my routes. If people get interested, I can show them different routes, or they can choose their own. If they're interested in going with me, I vary from time to time, but just reach out and it'd be fun. Maybe we can meet up at Mojo Coffee at the halfway point and talk about that, but it's up to you. I encourage you to pick up your own trash, and if you feel the need when you're out walking to pick up others, just be careful. All right, so now we're going to go into our Zen moment. So here's another AI generated Zen moment. I'm going to see if I can maybe find some AI music as well. And then we'll talk a little bit about upcoming shows. And I have a quick little thing about a table that I had done, and we'll go from there. Okay, there you have it. Zen Moment for the week. So that was a little one entitled Blizzard. And again, it was both a combination of AI generated images that just came from the top of my head right now, and also AI generated music. I keep trying to find a way to get more somber music out of the AI, but their genres just always has a tendency to make them bright and airy and cheery and all that, which is fine. Just not what I was trying to go for with that. So that was the best of the ones that I had generated. So hope you like it. Let me know what you think. Um, so still trying to get some other things going here. This cold weather and miserableness that has infected this part of Texas for a couple of weeks now has made it difficult for me to do something different. But I wanted to show some work that I had done that I did a combination of doing it myself and then also having some people 3D print for me, the Takashitas actually. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a table that I actually got from my mother. She had a table in the garage, this little thing. It's not very big at all. It's maybe the size of a 8-inch in diameter dinner plate as far as the diameter goes, and then it's only about 2 foot high. So it's really meant to be like when you're sitting down at a table or at a sofa or something like that. And so I took it and I sanded it down and I painted it this matte black that I had because it was kind of a brownish rusting color. And then I went ahead and prepped it for the next step. Okay, so the next step is I got my friends at Takashitas to print me out the dimensions that I needed in diameter of a little, basic like just like a little plate on top that had holes. And as you see it, I had them put because I'm vain. I had them put my last name on there. Turned out really good. James was able to 3D print this for me, as and the thickness was perfect, and it took a couple of shots, but we got it exactly where we needed the holes to be so that it can be looped through there. So then what I wound up doing was taking some leather, because the original one was leather, and so I thought it'd be cool to stick with that, even though the plate is a plastic basically from 3D printing, and went ahead and looped the leather through. Now you see the end there; they're not very straight, but the ones behind, the ones around, are pretty straightforward, and I was able to adjust these. I may have to go back and pull the leather out and do it again in a different way and see if it will work better. But this is where we're at right now. So the printing turned out really, really, really good. So then here's a shot of it. I wanted to try to give a side shot of it. And as you see here, the matte black is looking good. And it's a very little, it's quite a sturdy little thing. And so it turned out to be a nice, cool table that I thought would be nice that I can have in the garage when I'm not doing work, and I can sit there and put my beer on top or my water and just go from there. So I wanted to show everybody the work that we did on that. Okay, so there you have it. So I've had a couple of people now say, how come you only show your projects? And well, for one, I'm still trying to get more people on the show. So if you have a project that you'd like to bring on the show, or you want to send me photos of different projects that you've done in and around your house, your backyard, or stuff like that that you're really proud of, I don't mind showing it off. I'd love to talk to you about it and see how you went about doing it. So if you want to do that, by all means, please send me the photos or reach out to me if you know how to. Well, most people know how to get a hold of me. You can reach out to me on this show as well, on my YouTube channel, Javier In The Air. Please like and follow if you are interested in wanting to see more. And if you would like to be on the show, certainly everything but the two that I always mention are allowed, and we'll get you on the show. I'll set up my studio so that we can have multiple cameras going, so that we can get it working, so that we can be both on the air in the same time talking about it. Or worst case scenario, we can always do something like a Teams or a Zoom call, where then we can then split the screen and do it that way. So anyway, so that's if you want to show your project off, that's good. So that's why I show my projects, because again, right now this is my little corner of the internet, and in the first couple of seasons I was able to get people on because there was an interest for them to show off what they had. And so I'm always looking for more people, always looking for more interesting things. And part of what I'm going to be doing this year, as I mentioned before, is going to be going out more, getting more photos and more things done in places that I've been. So stay tuned for that. All right, so I think the last part of this short show is going to be a episode of our Spirit Times. And so I'm going to go and look and see. I think I have something in mind, but I'll see if it pans out. Let's take a look and see what I do. Dark Frog Social Media presents Spirit Time. This week, Chin Gone, wink wink, by FC Brewing. Okay, welcome to Spirit Time, everybody. So I have my glasses on because I know it gives a good glare, but I need to read what's on here. So I am very carefully pronouncing this next beer for purposes that people will know when they hear or when they see the label. So I want to make sure that this doesn't get blocked by anything. And yes, once again, this is not sponsored by anybody. This is a free show. Until I actually start getting sponsored, everybody can just shove it. So as far as the admins and the AIs that try to say that this is a improper show because I'm not saying I'm being sponsored. Well, I'm not being sponsored, so here you go. So in order to make sure that this passes without there any issues, this is FC Brewing. This is 8.0 ABV. This is FC Brewing is out of I can't see where it says. I'm sure it says it, I just can't see where. Out of Dallas, Texas. FC Brewing out of Dallas, Texas. This is their Super Series. And just to make sure that I don't say it wrong, this is Chin Gone. This is their Double Hazy IPA. So, Chin Gone. And as you see here, see, it even says it there. Chin Gone. So it's their Chin Gone Double Hazy IPA, FC Brewing out of Dallas. Let's see what it's like. And yes, I always tap the top. Just something I've always done. People say you don't have to do it anymore, but I'm still gonna do it. And by the way, whatever judgment I pass on this FC Brewing, if you watch the show, please feel free to reach out to me, and I can get you on the show, and we can talk about why my rating may have been too high or too low, and if you'd like to bring anything else for me to taste while you're here, or will I have you on the show, I'm not opposed to that. So also can get another opinion, get Brother Rob or anybody else over here, and so you can bring us some more. So here is the Chin Gone. This is the Double Hazy IPA. So here we go. Nice and cloudy, like a hazy IPA will pour. As you see, it's golden in color and it's very hazy, hence hazy IPA. Or one of the reasons why it's called hazy IPA. So you don't get that nice transparent view across or through the liquid like you would for some of your lagers and pilsners and stuff like that. So, all right, time to lose the peepers. All right, so here, let me show you this Chin Gone. Again, for those of you who want to see the can again, Chin gone. Chin gone. And there's a nice little rooster on there. And you can see something that's really cool on the sides. They show basically like speedometers on there of different things. I don't know if that's going to come in clear enough or not. But there, I thought that was pretty cool. Overall, this is a really cool can. Way to go, FC Brewing. So now let's go to the beer itself. Doesn't matter how cool the beer can looks. It's what the beer is that's important. So with hazy IPA, I always get a nice citrus upfront aroma to it when I put my nose in there for the smell check. And you can smell the hops as well if you know what hops smell like, which I do by now. So it's definitely a citrus hoppy type aroma. This is good. This is good. I like it. Let me get some more. That's a nice double hazy IPA. So if you don't like IPAs in the first place, like a lot of my friends don't, then you're definitely not going to like a double. Which is just basically, I believe it's extra fermentation steps that makes it even hazier. That gives it that hoppy type taste to it. Goes down real well, smooth, very good taste to it. It's clean. It doesn't clog on the back of the throat or anything like that. I appreciate it. I would probably not have it. I would probably have it with something like either a protein like barbecue, or maybe even some pork ribs or stuff like that. I wouldn't use it as a starter beer. Starter beer, I'd like to have something lighter and then move to this. The 80 ABV is definitely top notch for me. Speaks volumes about that. So I like that aspect of it. I like the taste of it. I could certainly see myself having in round 2 or round 3 having a beer like this and enjoying it with, like I said, with the protein, or maybe even some peanuts, salted peanuts, not too salty nowadays, but salted peanuts or something like that that will go really well with this combination of beer. So I wanted to have one more drink before I rated this. Really, really good. I have to say it's also really cold, which is I like IPAs when they're really cold. I don't know, for me it just seems to give it a different taste, a little bit cleaner and better overall. So I'm going to go ahead and give this 7 thumbs up. And yes, it is on a scale of 1 to 10 thumbs up on my rating. Sorry, I wasn't looking into the camera. And so 7 thumbs up. Really clean. If you like IPAs, you're going to love double IPAs. If you like double IPAs, then you're in the right spot today. So this is Chin Gone. And from the FC Brewing, their Super Series out of Dallas. 7 thumbs up. Go out if you have a chance. If you're looking for a place that has a beer or two of Chin Gone possibly, and others, and you want to just have one, you might be able to find a place in Cedar Park. I don't know, some place called the Boutique or something like that. Again, I'm not sponsored by anybody. Just a blatant free plug for them out there. Scott and Jenna and the group out there, fantastic crew. They do a great job. So if you're looking for something like that, or you're not in the Cedar Park area, find a beer bottle shop that would have it. I'm sure they would in Texas. If you're outside of Texas, you may want to ask for it. I don't know what their distribution is for this and how far out it goes. So there you have it, FC Brewing, Chin Gone. 7 thumbs up. Okay, and there you have it, everyone. Not as short as I thought it would be. I actually can talk for quite a bit. I have been accused of being quite verbose. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Like I said, if you're interested in being on the show, just reach out to me either on here on my YouTube channel, Javier In The Air. You can tag me on my handle, Javier In The Air 01, and that's all one word. Or you can reach out to me here either on Facebook or on Instagram, or texting or phone calls, or semaphore or sign language. However you know how to get a hold of me, get a hold of me. and I'll put you on the show. If you have a mom and pop business that you'd like to promote, free of charge, of course, I just love to have you on there, talk about the process of how you went about getting the business that you have, no matter what the business is. I'd love to have you on the show as well. And if you're in the area close enough to me, I can even go visit you. And if you'd like to co-host an episode or two, feel free. I'd love to have that dynamic going and see how we can do that. It might be a longer show, even a two-parter, if things get going well. I'd like to start doing some other tasting as well, not just the alcohol that I do. I've been seeing a lot of these out there on YouTube talking about, Little Debbie type of dessert and pastries, and the differences and all that. I'd like to try something that's a little bit less sweet, that's just pure sugar for me, and wouldn't do me a bit of good. So if you can think of something that I could review as far as food goes, let me know, because then I can bring in samples of the different things and maybe get one or two people here and do that. I still may do the candy and dessert thing, because it's just the easiest thing that has the most, and especially if they're individually packaged, it makes it easier to then give it out to my coworkers the next week, because I don't want to keep it in the house. Thanks for the feedback and compliments I got on the cinnamon chocolate bread and the quick orange bread. Both of those turned out fantastic. And so if anything else you'd like to reach out to me about, please let me know. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I try my best to make this a lively show that people would like to watch again and again. Okay, so have a good rest of your week. Stay warm if you're still going to be in cold spots. Cedar Park, Austin area is supposed to warm up and into the 60s and 70s again. Don't know if it's going to hold, so we'll see how it is the next time you see me on my show. Also, next week is going to be a tasting of Italian wines. No rosé. Italian wines, no rosé. And we'll see what we get from that. I'm thinking about doing a couple of interesting things, cook and bake for it, but I'll save that for the next show. So have a good one, everybody. I'll see you again in 2 weeks.